Good evening and welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I am Tamiru Nimsat. Let's have a look at the headlines. Government considers a single authority to manage all private investments. President stresses. Fuel quota to be increased from midnight today. Subject Minister announces. News in detail. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that in order to further liberalize the economy, a single authority will be formed to make all decisions regarding private investments. The President said this addressing an event organized by the Japan External Trade Organization recently in Tokyo, Japan.
In regard for the private investments, we do have investment treaties which are guaranteed by the Constitution, but I will bring some more laws to give further effect to those investment guarantees. We are looking at the whole procedure in Sri Lanka, and the debureaucratization that is going on now will ensure a lot of the rules are removed and investment proposals, the decision is taken within a given time frame. We have had Board of Investments and an Export Development Board. I am doing away with all that and bringing one single Economic Development Commission, which will be the sole authority on making decisions, and the law will prescribe certain periods within which such discussions are made. So I am absorbing export development and investment promotion to one agency. The BOI has one strength. It runs the best industrial estates, the best investment zones in South Asia. So we separate that into an investment infrastructure corporation where the new investment zones, whether it be for manufacturing, tourism, technology, will be started under separate companies, can be private, it can be government, or it can be a public-private partnership.
The President reiterated that Sri Lanka should leverage its geographical location for economic growth, saying that a Singaporean company has already made plans to construct a new port in Colombo. The President mentioned this at the event organized by the JETRO in collaboration with the Japan-Sri Lanka Business Corporation and the Embassy of the Sri Lanka in Tokyo, Japan recently.
If you look at the developments that's going to take place in India, a fast-growing economy, then you will see even in the next 50 years, Pakistan, Iran, all will develop. Pakistan and Iran, Gouda and Shaba will be the Makaran coast, will be the entry-exit points for Central Asia, with all that shipping taking place and the developments that are taking place in Africa when the new ports come in, Sri Lanka to become a regional logistic hub, both the ports and the airport. For instance, in Colombo, the port and the airport are both very close by. And a new harbour in Colombo, which Subana Jurong of Singapore is planning out, a completely new harbour. So that's the possibilities we have. We are looking at leapfrogging in manufacturing other areas by going directly into what we call the Industry 4 technologies. Look at how it can be applied in manufacturing, in services. We want is the digital transformation of the economy as fast as possible. I had a discussion today with your minister in charge of how Japan and Sri Lanka will work together. Both of us have been backward in it, but we can catch up on it. A completely new higher education system in which private sector will play a leading role to train the people needed for Sri Lanka and for abroad. So we feel that there is a lot here.
Asian Development Bank says that it is concerned about the deep crisis in the country and its impact on the people of Sri Lanka, especially the poor, the vulnerable and women. This endorsement from the ADB announced yesterday while approving a $350 million special policy-based loan to provide budget support to Sri Lanka for economic stabilization.
ADB President Masasuga Asakawa said that ADB is committed to standing with Sri Lanka as it addresses its present challenges and strides toward economic stabilization, sustainable recovery and inclusive growth. ADB chairman's words came in a statement which said that the program is part of a broader package of financial assistance anchored by the International Monetary Fund's extended fund facility for the country. ADB also said Sri Lanka has embarked on bold reforms to address the causes of both internal and external imbalances and return to a sustainable debt trajectory. It stressed the necessity of enhancing tax revenue collection, strengthening public financial management, improving performance of state-owned enterprises, and ensuring independence of the central bank. Safeguarding financial sector stability and bolstering governance frameworks were also highlighted. ADB said that it is essential to ensure the adequate social protection is provided, that the implementing governance reforms and anti-corruption measures will be critical. ADB assured it will proactively engage with the government, other stakeholders and development partners to help address structural impediments and plan future support. ADB also reminded that trade finance lines through ADB Trade and Supply Chain Finance Program supported the import of essential items during the crisis as well.
Stay tuned. We will return after this commercial break.
IWS Aviation.
Welcome back after the break. Power and Energy Minister Kanchana Wijesekara said that the weekly fuel quota will be increased from midnight today. The Power and Energy Minister made this announcement recently.
The weekly quota for registered three-wheelers will be increased from 10 to 15 litres. The quota for other three-wheelers will be increased from 8 to 14 litres. Fuel quota for motorcycles will be increased to 14 litres from the previously quoted amount of 7 litres. Buses are to get 125 litres from tomorrow onwards, more than double from the previously allocated 60 litres. Cars are supposed to get 40 litres upwards from 30 litres. Starting tomorrow, land vehicles and lorries will be allocated 125 litres and 45 litres respectively. Quadric cycles, special purpose vehicles and vans will get 14, 45 and 40 litres each. The upward revision prior to this was made during the Sinhala and Tamil New Year season. It is also important to notice that the announcement comes shortly after the government signed an agreement with the Chinese petroleum company Sinopec, which allows it to store and distribute fuel within the country.
United Nations World Food Programme Country Director Abdul Rahim Siddique said that more than 60% of Sri Lanka's population is adopting negative measures such as borrowing money and purchasing food on credit. The United Nations representative said this while presenting the Crop and Food Security Assessment Mission report to the Minister of Agriculture Mahinda Amaravira.
World Food Programme Sri Lanka's representative and country director Abdul Rahim Siddique said that after many months of challenges, the country is on a path of improving its food security. Although he stressed that there is more to be done, highlighting that a high number of households are adopting negative measures to put food on the table. Abdul Rahim Siddique assured that World Food Programme will extend its emergency operation to provide food rations and cash assistance to people identified as insecure in food requirement. Food and Agriculture Organization Sri Lanka representative Wimlendra Sharan said the Food Security Mission report exposes the continuing challenges that exist within the food system. He said that the report will serve as a guiding light for policymakers to work towards ensuring food security, strengthening agricultural resilience and mitigating risks faced by farmers. The joint UN mission recommended providing immediate support to farmers, particularly by releasing available fertilizer stocks to enhance production and productivity in the ongoing yellow season. It also recommended that establishment of fertilizer task force to streamline fertilizer procurement and distributions.
United Nations World Food Programme and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations reported that the food security in Sri Lanka is improving across all provinces. This information was brought to light through the Crop and Food Security Assessment Mission report carried out in February and March of this year.
The report estimates 3.9 million people, or 17% of the population, is in moderate acute food insecurity, which is nearly a 40% decrease from July last year. The improvement in food security stems from better food consumption, which is attributed to reduced food prices and improved incomes among farming communities. Despite this positive trend, food insecurity remains high in certain districts, especially Kilinochchi, Nuwara Eliya, Manna, Batticaloa, Vavuniya and Jaffna. The highest level of acute food insecurity was found within the tea plantation communities in the estate sector, daily wage laborers and households who rely on social assistance programs. Production of cereal including rice, maize across the two main cropping seasons in 2022-2023 is forecast at 4.1 million tons, 14% below the past 5-year average. This was mainly due to poor plant nutrition caused by an inadequate supply of fertilizer and unaffordability of essential material inputs. However, essential fertilizers distributed to smallholder farmers by the government, facilitated by funds received from multilateral and bilateral donor agencies, has significantly impacted the production.
Stay tuned for the stock update.
Connect with the National Business Directory by SLT Mobitel. We are connecting businesses with their existing and potential customers to reach heights, helping at every point. Getting your business listed with the directory locally is the foundation of local SEO and the first step to acquiring more customers. Your true local search empowered through printed directory, digital directory, mobile app, ebook, call center 1212. SLT Mobitel, the connection.
Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on mixed notes today. The all share price index dropped 42.51 points to close at 8,532.6 and the S&P SL20 gained 3.42 points to close at 2,432.34. The turnover was 0.5 billion rupees and over 32 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on